Oh, you know what? Chuck Barris is dead. Another childhood hero. Chuck Berry died recently. He was quite freakish. But Chuck Barris, the creator and host of The Gong Show, 87. I thought he died a few years back. I swear I thought he was dead. So I read that this morning, and I was like, oh, well. So it didn't shock me that much. I thought he was dead already. He was a real weird character. There he was. Always came off like he was strung out on something during The Gong Show. The Gong Show was a huge hit back in the 70s, just giant. He wrote a song that was a hit back in the 60s. That was from his movie, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, I think it was called. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It was 2002. Sam Rockwell played him. This was one of the first things I ever saw Sam Rockwell in, and it was great. Chuck Barris wrote this book that he was who he was. It was like an autobiography. He was Chuck Barris. He wrote the hit song. He came up with game shows. He hosted The Gong Show. But all of it was a cover for his work with the CIA as an assassin. He was an operative, an assassin for the Central Intelligence Agency, and would go on because he wrote The Dating Game. He made up The Dating Game. So they'd send the dating game contestants to these various cities where he would have a mission. He would go as a chaperone, complete his mission, and have an alibi as to why he was there. It was one of the most fascinating, ridiculous stories. Oh, my God, Letterman. One of the most fascinating, ridiculous stories that there was enough of this weird, plausible deniability that you're like, was he really an assassin? Just a fascinating guy, very talented, weird, quirky, funny. And The Gong Show, like I said, was just a huge hit. He'd bring freaks out to do ridiculous acts and treat them like they were legitimate talent. You got some of this? Here's...
Make it in show business, they're thinking about entering the clergy. So don't be surprised if one day your kid is bar mitzvah to the tune of Ramalama Ding Dong. Here is I can't wait a minute. Here is
He's
the
always
Jake
fucked
Porter
up.
combo.
When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go.
And he'd have these acts that were supposedly legit, like this guy. And then they had, could you find the Popsicle Girls? I think that got popular.
The Unknown Comic was a big one.
The Unknown Comic was a big hit on that show, yes.
Mean Gene the Dancing Machine?
Gene the Dancing Machine.
Gene, yeah.
He got the diabetes and had his legs amputated, which is ironic for Gene the Dancing Machine. Gene needs a machine to dance.
Right,
are these the Popsicle Twins?
This next act says her hobbies are boys and first aid. I guess that means that on weekends, she cruises Hollywood Boulevard in an ambulance. Thanks a lot, Mark. Here she is. Oh, I love this act. Oh, now this has some substance. It's about time we had substance on this show. Of fame, here comes Have You Got a Nickel?
This is the 70s.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, holy shit, dude. This is crazy, right? But yeah, he, I guess, wasn't the Unknown Comic Super Dave's brother? I think Super Dave Osborne, who ended up, he used to do Super Dave, but then he ended up on Larry David's show as one of Larry David's friends, because he is one of Larry David's friends. But I think his brother was the Unknown Comic. Or maybe it was him.
Murray Langston.
Murray Langston. And he's famous for...
A couple movies.
Yeah.
Night Patrol, Confession of...
I don't know. I think he was. I think he had something to do with Super Dave. Maybe I'm wrong.